Greetings everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. We're back again with more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Let's get into it. We just got through with the Ivory Sanctum. And now let's catch up and find out how we get into the Midnight Fane. And I think we got some notifications about some advisors who are waiting for me as well. Pretty sure they are Lich advisors. Really excited about that. The resonant voice of the majestic angel rings out through the hushed streets in Dresden. You hear his words from afar. They concealed it right under our noses, and without Xanthir's notes, that incarnation of corruption, even I would not have been able to locate the barrier. Surely the Herald of the Inheritor can rid us of this scourge. Erebeth stumbles over her words slightly. It is impossible, righteous one. I cannot do it alone. But wait, I hear the steps of one who brings hope. I am the hand of the Inheritor, Herald of Iomedae the Lightbringer, and I greet you, champion of Golarion. Lawful. Actually, Lich doesn't have much respect for angels. Wonders why they are not helping more with the Crusade. So we'll go with evil. I hope you have come here to be useful and not to meddle in my affairs. The angel doesn't respond to the chilly greeting. Just so. Aiding the Crusade and its leader is my sacred duty. Please also allow me to thank you for saving Targona, the silver-haired. We thought we would never see our sister alive again. What brings Iomedae's herald here? Your deeds and exploits, champion. You have brought hope to these accursed lands. Hope that the demon invasion will finally be stopped once and for all. And I am here to aid my goddess's chosen one. What did you discuss with Erebeth? This. The angel gestures toward a symbol on the paving stones. The Ivory Sanctum held a dark secret. Directly beneath Dresden, in the bowels of the earth, there lies one more bastion of the demons, the Midnight Fane. It is the repository of a mighty rift through which the spawn of the abyss traveled to Golarion. The entrance to this place is right in front of us, blocked by a barrier that is only accessible to demons. So this is where Monago fled to, and where all the demons in the city have been coming from. They can pass through the barrier freely, but we can't. And it doesn't just stop us, it injures us too. It is much worse than that. The barrier is imbued with enormous power. An attempt to break through will trigger a magical explosion. I can protect you and the city from it, but even my powers will be insufficient to hold back the chaos and open the way. This is what disturbs me most. We cannot allow the demons to rebuild their armies and plot their next attack right below the sacred heart of the Crusade. Xanthir Vang told me about this demonic barrier. I encountered similar barriers in Areelu Vorlesh's laboratory. I have a key that can break through the barrier. All you have to do is protect us from the blast. I am impressed by your many gifts, champion. Together we shall open the passage and protect the city, and then we shall burn the Midnight Fane with the cleansing fire of righteousness. But first, we must gather our strength. I shall send word to Queen Galfrey. Her help may be necessary when we reach the dark bastion of the abyss. The Queen will heed my call and arrive quickly, within a month. You must use this time to prepare to attack the Fane. Answer a few of my questions before I leave. Ask your questions. I will be glad to answer. What do you think of the Sword of Valor? It has changed under the effect of my powers. The Herald raises a hand. Do not fret, champion. The great relic, given to the world by my lady Iomedae, will continue to serve you just as it has served all people before now. The Sword of Valor has not lost its protective properties. It has merely changed its design. Some might call it blasphemous, but not I, for the power that changed the banner's design was given to you by Iomedae herself. It seems that I caused the Sword of Valor to change. Blood from the wound on my chest fell onto the banner, and That means this mysterious wound is a mark of valor given to you by my mistress, setting you apart from all the rest, champion. Are you sure this wound is a gift from Iyamade? No, I could be mistaken and unable to perceive the full truth. The inheritor's thoughts are hidden from me, for I am but her hand. I do not test her will with my doubts, nor crave answers to my questions. I simply trust and serve. But I know that if your body had been harmed by malevolent fiends, my goddess would have extended her mercy to you and healed you. Why did the goddess bestow this wound on me? Because the world of yours, champion, is bleeding, and my lady's chosen one carries a crimson mark as a sign of the great suffering born of bimortal kind. The scarlet drops on your breast, they are the blood of all the martyrs and all the innocents. That is how I see it. Can you heal me? Defy my lady's will? It pains me, but I must refuse you, champion. If you are suffering from this affliction, it must be part of the inheritor's design. The pain serves to remind you of the path you must take. I have heard you. Do not allow doubt and fear to enter your heart. My lady will not abandon us. Tell me about yourself and your goddess. I will gladly answer any questions. What's it like being the herald of a deity? It is a great honor and a great responsibility. The herald is not always the strongest among a deity's servants, but the herald is always one who embodies the key principles of their faith. This means that I am bound to uphold the highest ideals of Iyamade: righteous valor, justice, and honor. This is a tall order, even for an angel, but I cannot falter in my duty even slightly. Therein lies my service to the goddess and the thousands of her faithful followers. What does a herald usually do? I serve as the hand and voice of the goddess, carrying out her will and delivering her message. When her radiance has no task for me, I am occupied by the same duties as other warriors of heaven. I keep unfailing watch over the goddess's domain. I escort the souls of the faithful to Pharasma's court, and then on to their waiting afterlife. I also watch over the goddess's chosen, and when the opportunity arises, I descend into hell to engage in honest combat with the devils. It allows me to study their tactics. What is Iyamade like? The herald chuckles softly. No doubt you are hoping to hear a tale of her untold divine might and the awe she elicits in those around her. Yes, this is true of the inheritor, but it is also true that she seemed much closer and understandable to you than to others, such as myself. For example, Iyamade was born an ordinary person in the cursed lands of Cheliax and traveled a long road before she became the righteous queen of heaven, but she has never forgotten who she was before. I am older than my lady goddess, much older, and still I bow down before her foresight and wisdom. We immortals, who spend much of our time on the outer planes, can sometimes struggle to comprehend the pain, fear, and joy the mortals fear, but not Iyamade. She is as human as she is divine. Why is heaven's host not aiding the Crusaders? You could have destroyed the Worldwound long ago. You cannot imagine how your question fills me with sorrow. My greatest desire since the day the Worldwound opened was to come here at the head of the light-bringing army and drive out the legions of darkness, to harry them until they were cowering in the furthest corners of the abyss. But alas, we, the first servants of the gods, are greatly restricted in what we can do. The Crusades are the mortals' battle for their own world. If I bring angelic forces here, it will become a war between heaven and the abyss. Waves of power, magic incinerating everything within sight, armies of celestials and demons fighting in every corner of the world. The consequences would be horrific. Remember, everything you have seen up to now has been the work of only 3 Demon Lords, Deskari and Baphomet, who were supported by Nocticula, the mistress of guile. But in the abyss, there are dozens of creatures with similar power. They are disunited and despise one another almost as much as they despise all that is light and righteous. But be sure that they will not miss a chance to sink their teeth into heaven's throat. If all the Demon Lords marched into Golarion, it would be the stuff of nightmares, and it cannot be allowed to become a reality. If you can't interfere in the course of the crusade, why are you helping me? There's permissible interference, and then there's crossing the line. I was permitted to create the ward stones and gift them to the Crusaders to offer my advice, and from time to time even appear on the battlefield myself to accompany several allies. This does not stray beyond the bounds of the Mortals' War. I could have been summoned with equal success by a faithful cleric. But the appearance here of heaven's multitudinous host in full force is another matter entirely. Alas, for now I can only offer you this, my presence, and a small troop of my loyal soldiers. Thank you for your answers. I am here to illuminate you, champion. I want to talk to you about angels. You have my full attention. How are angels made? Like other supernatural beings, we most often, though not always, are born from the souls of mortals. You must be aware of the grand laws governing the cycle of birth and death. After Pharasma's court, each mortal soul receives their merited afterlife, hell and the abyss, heaven and Elysium. Each soul goes to the plane that calls to them in life. But when they arrive at their destination, a different fate awaits each soul. Where evil reigns supreme, souls typically become commodities of prey, and a scant few are reborn as wicked fiends. In the planes of good, souls are destined for peaceful rest, or great deeds in a new guise, such as the lot of angels. We are born from the souls of noble mortals, one soul or several. It can vary. Sometimes the gods can also create angels out of the essence of other planes, but this essence also contains fragments of good souls. What is the difference between angels and mortals? That is a question for sages and philosophers to debate. I am just a simple warrior. The Hand of Inheritor's voice sounds cheerful, but becomes increasingly solemn as he continues. Although many supernatural beings are born from the souls of mortals, we are not mortals. We are cut from the cloth of the plane from which we originate. We are an idea made flesh. Many things mortals care deeply about mean nothing to us, such as time, for instance, or gender. Only a few of my kind see themselves as male or female. For the majority of angels, these words are meaningless. We can communicate with any creature without learning their language, and we do not freeze in even the most terrible frost. We are different. But we will never look down on mortals because of that, and we will never, ever stop praying for you or protecting you. A dying angel appeared before me in the dungeons beneath Kenebres. He had left his flaming sword in the rubble there. The Hand of the Inheritor hangs his head. I can guess who it was. Lario, my long-lost comrade and friend. He disappeared without a trace back in those dark days when the Worldwound opened his jaws for a second time and swallowed up new lands. I mourn him as bitterly today as I did back then. But I also rejoice that he was able to call to us, to you, across the expanse of time. We lose old allies and gain new ones, and we will not surrender, no matter how great the losses, no matter how deadly the enemy. Tell me about the angel Targona, the one I rescued from Areelu's laboratory. Targona, my brave sister in arms, has returned to the halls of heaven now. Her imprisonment was a heavy burden for her. The corrupted wing that the witch Areelu rewarded her with is poisoning Targona's days with fear and worry. But she is being cared for by the finest healers in heaven. I had faith and hope that we would be able to help her. In Kenebres, as I touched the ward stone, I saw the angels trapped inside. The Herald of Iomedae gives a sigh beneath his helmet. It was a heavy decision for all of us. My mistress sent out a call to take a stand against the demons, and many angels of heaven answered it. We chose the noblest and bravest from among those who volunteered to sacrifice their freedom for the sake of Golarion, and we locked their souls inside the ward stones. They were fated to stand guard there, inside the cold depths of stone, pitting their unbending will against creeping demonic corruption. But, alas, the goddess and I failed to account for the weakness that lurks even in the best of us. Time has not been kind to my brothers and sisters. Despair has taken root in their souls, forcing them to act against their goddess and their calling. Thank you for being brave enough to put an end to their vigil. I pray that the gods of the light help my brothers and sisters wherever they may be now. I do not condemn them. I do not know if I could have withstood the demonic corruption if I had been in their place. The Herald shakes his head despondently. Thank you. I found out everything I wanted to know. It has been a pleasure speaking with you, champion. Can you tell me anything about my power? I'm afraid not. Even I am not privy to all the workings of my radiant mistress. I believe that she has chosen you, and I know that she watches over her chosen ones most attentively. She does not lead mortals by the hand, but allows them to prove themselves, to prove that they are worthy of her divine mercy. I sense the dark roots that have sprouted from the seeds of power in your soul. I offer no condemnation. You have led the Crusaders to victory over evil, and that means you are on the true path. Even if you strayed at some point in your past, it is not the end, and much still lies ahead. While Ayamade was still mortal, she underwent the test of the Starstone and gained her godhood. It may well be that you are experiencing a similar trial, at the end of which you will gain true righteousness and power. I have to go. Farewell. May Ayamade's light be with you. Awesome. Okay. And let's see what's going on with my advisors. Seelah seems to be in a good mood. She smiles at you and then scratches the back of her head, as if suddenly realizing something. I probably shouldn't have come to you officially, like to an audience, but this is the only way to catch you these days. I wanted to ask, would you like to go shopping with me? It's probably not right to distract the Knight Commander with such trifles, but I thought I should drag you out for a walk. We haven't enjoyed a moment's peace since we met. We've either been saving Kennebrez or marching on Dresden. Besides, I desperately need advice. I'm going to buy a present and I know nothing about fancy jewelry. Who are you buying the present for? For Elan and his bride. After that story at the camp when Curl stole the ring from us and summoned the demons, Elan and I both overreacted and said some things we shouldn't have. He apologized to me, but I haven't really apologized to him. I want to buy a ring to replace the one that was stolen, and there's a new jewelry shop in Dresden. It's owned by Sunhammer, the same jeweler who made the first ring. Great idea. I'd love to stretch my legs for a bit. Great. Well, then I'll meet you at the jewelry shop. It's in the east of the city. You see a tall, old woman with an imperious face and tangled gray hair. She is wearing a simple robe with a decayed hem riddled with small holes. She wears no jewelry, but carries herself like a queen. Greetings, Commander. I am Elyanka Camilleri, priestess of Ergothoa and noblewoman of the immortal principality of Ustalev. I also represent the secret society of the Whispering Way. My lord sent me to you to congratulate you on your victory. We are impressed by how bravely and openly you practice the art of death in your dominions. The true nobles of Ustalev, those who haven't forgotten the ancient fame of our country, welcome you as an ally and a kindred spirit. In these times, those who dare to openly practice necromancy and its related arts must stand together. My visit is our first gift to you, a sign of our good intentions. I've brought troops with me and talented wizards to help you in the war. We hate the demons as much as you do. We will be glad to see our northern boundaries change from being a constant threat to the home of a good neighbor. In the name of Ergothoa, welcome, my sister in hunger. Holy blood, you really are one of us. I'd heard the rumors, of course, but I never imagined a follower of the Pallid Princess would find themselves at the head of the Mendevian Crusade. I beg your forgiveness. I was blind and had no idea just how far our goddess had reached. I was planning to preach to you about blood and hunger, but perhaps I should be learning from you. Why do I need you here? Our undead warriors will serve you well. They know no fear or fatigue. They are unconditionally loyal and can fight demons just as well as you crusaders can. And I will try to help you with my advice. You don't understand it yet, but your heroic image won't protect you from the attacks of hate mongers who abhor the very thought of necromancy being practiced openly. They will plot behind your back, make attempts on your life, thwart your plans. Our society has been dealing with such intrigues for many years. I will suggest ways to avoid such traps and strengthen yourself. And, of course, I will ask Urgathoa to bestow her mercy on your servants, your lands, and your actions. Tell me about yourself." The old woman raises her chin proudly. "My name is Elyanka Camilleri. I come from a small but ancient Unstalath family. When I received Urgathoa's blessing, I was only 16. At the time, strange people used to come to our forest. They burnt fires, danced around them, sang in an unknown language, made merry, and feasted on the meat of stags shot illegally in the Camilleri woods. Many simple people went to the woods at night to join the strangers. I was also curious about them. One night, I ran away from the estate and went to the forest. I found them by following the sound of their singing. They were priests of Urgathoa. They enjoyed life, skillfully and greedily, for death has always been just over their shoulder. After that, I left home every night to dance with them, sing, copulate, and enjoy eating half-raw, bleeding venison. However, it didn't last long. The servants told my father about my trips. Camilleri hunters followed my tracks, caught us at the edge of the forest, and killed everyone, except for me. My strict father spared me. He had me sent to an asylum near Caliphus, where I was kept in restraints, starved, and tortured in other therapeutic ways. After 3 years, I managed to escape. They pursued me, but I made it all the way home. That night, they served lamb at the Camilleri estate. My father liked it baked with herbs and flavored spices, which is why he didn't notice the bitter tang of poison. They all died. My father, my mother, my 3 brothers, and 6 sisters. I gave them the gift of Urgathoa, undeath. Everyone except my father. And then I went deep into the forest, built a fire, ate some meat of a fawn I killed, and sang a song. I sang until 2 frightened and intrigued girls, the forester's daughters, found me in my clearing. Why would I trust you? It makes no sense for us to harm you. There are a few countries where necromancers take positions of power. We need to stand together to survive. Besides, you are fighting the demons. Our proximity to the Worldwound has always worried Ustalav. Helping you will allow us to lay the foundation for a strong alliance between us and to eliminate the threat hanging over our lands. Welcome to the war. We are glad to serve you, Commander. You have an unexpected guest. Standing in front of you, you see a youth of about 18 with dark hair, a high forehead, and a noble face. He is draped in black from head to toe. Greetings, Commander. My name is Septimus. I am a vampire and one of the Blood Lords of Geb, a country that lies far to the south. I have been given the honor of delivering congratulations to you on your first victory in this war. We are glad to see that in the north, at the other end of the world, a new necrocratic power has risen. Geb will be pleased to support you and provide assistance. As a gift and a sign of our gratitude, accept the army that I brought. You can consider me your loyal servant and advisor. What do I need you for? I have brought a troop of warriors who will bravely fight the demons. They are undead, trained for combat, and all the commanders are vampires, my kind. In life, they were most worthy knights, and it would be an honor for them to serve a just cause. And I, in turn, will help you with advice to the best of my abilities. I will tell you how we have fostered the coexistence of mortals and undead in Geb. I think this information is particularly relevant for you at this time. You look awfully young. How old are you really? Painful regret seeps into the vampire's voice. When I was 18, I took part in a dangerous raid in the Mana Waste. It is a horrible place, a scar on the body of the world left by the war between Geb and Nex. When I returned from there, my flesh was being eaten away by an unknown magical disease. Becoming a vampire was the only way to survive. Many years have passed since then. I've worked, studied, achieved high status, but my appearance has stayed the same. How do I know you're not spies? Geb is far away. It makes no sense for us to harm you. On the contrary, we hate demons and respect leaders who don't shy away from the forbidden practices of necromancy. Why would we plot against you? I welcome you to my army. The vampire takes a gracious bow. I'm glad to meet a friend in this austere northern land. I admit, we were worried our overture would be misconstrued. I'm glad that you are cautious and unbiased in your judgment. Elyanka, the priestess of Urgathoa from Ustalav, burst into the room. She casts a scathing look at Septimus and then looks at you with indignation. You aren't going to let this dirty leech into your house, are you? The vampire will charm you with his magic and then stab you in the back. The thugs from Ustalav got to you before us? Lamentable. I hope you do not heed her advice. There is nothing in her words besides poison and treachery. Necromancy is despised precisely because of people like her and her kin. If we met under different circumstances, I would do the world a favor and dispose of you, priestess. However, out of respect for the commander, I suggest we shed no blood here and make a pact to cease hostilities between us. Elyanka is silent for a while, her eyes blazing as she fights to keep her anger in check, and then she hisses through her teeth. A pact. No bloodshed. Solely out of respect for the commander. Awesome. Okay, I was wondering if they were still in the game. I seem to remember they came much earlier in the beta. So I guess more of their story will develop in Act 4. All right, can't do it in one more day. Okay. So let's head to Seelah, do some shopping.
I'm gone.
And let's see, what's till death do us part? Oh, that is Seelah's. That is the name of Seelah's Quest. Cool. We need to go to the end. That'll put us closer. Oh, speaking of which, we need to do some shopping. Wait, I thought I could click the end. All right. Guess not. Oh, I did click the end. It's the tavern that I wanted to go to, but actually this works too. And just sell it to the devil. All right, ascending order. We don't have anybody use that. No. What's this? Rapier +2. I assume she's got something better than that. What are you using? +3, right? Okay. Boom. How's your buckler? This buckler's not better than what you have. Heavy armor bandit. None of us use pets. Carapace. He dumped that already. We should be good. Yeah. What's that? Man, that is heavy. Okay. And then +4 morale bonus against confusion and fear. Do I really need that? Nah. What's this? Intermediary step. Ring of attraction +2. Boom. Yeah, we don't. None of our peeps need that. We're good on that. What's this? Constitution, rage, wisdom. You'll take that. And the rest of that needs. +2 to the DC for all saving throws against spells from the Evocation School. Wins. Actually, how do you feel about this? You already have something? Yeah, okay. We can sell all the rest of that. Right, that's his notes. Cool. Wares, bulk selling. Whoa, wait a minute. What's this bow? Composite +3. Pretty sure she's She's good. She doesn't need that, right? Yeah, you're good. How about you? Yep. All right. Get rid of all this. And then we can go talk with Seelah. Boom, boom. Done, 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 done. And, oh, we are missing diamond dust. So glad I remember that. Yeah, definitely need to re-up on that before we go into the midnight theme. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Do my eyes deceive me? The victorious Knight Commander himself has paid a visit to my shop? Such an honor, such an honor! A dignified dwarf in a luxurious, beautifully adorned garment bows to you before turning to Seelah. You are most welcome as well, I am a day's faithful. It is a pleasure to see so many brave crusaders within these walls. I am Derek Sunhammer, the jeweler. This shop is one of many that I own. Ah, Master Derek himself. I heard the only place one is likely to bump into you is at a royal reception. Not at all. My wares are expensive, not least because I have to buy costly metals and gems and also pay for the security of shops and workshops throughout Mendev and beyond its borders. My prices limit the circle of my clientele, but that doesn't mean I myself shun all those not in possession of a noble title. Master Derek gives you a warm smile. I must say again, I am very glad to see you here. Why did you decide to open a shop on the front line of the war? There are two sides to me, if I can put it that way. I am both a merchant and an artist. For the artist in me, the Crusade is a limitless source of inspiration. In recent years, I have crafted very few delicate items, planned in flower patterns, you know. My current preference is for heavier, larger jewelry, dark metal, expressive gems, and cool colors. Everything that reminds me of steel armor, the calming weight of a shield in your hand, the clash of weapons. But the merchant in me sees something else in Dresden, a risky but potentially fruitful new market. If you succeed in your noble cause and defeat, or at least push back the demons, the city will thrive. And whoever is first to make a splash here will reap the rewards. Those are my motives, inspiration and greed in equal measure. Master Derek makes a helpless gesture. Seelah wants to talk to you about something. You have my full attention. The dwarf strokes his beard. It's simple, Master. You might remember that a while ago, Sir Elan of the Houndhearts ordered a ring from you. A silvery ring with a blue-green gem? I would like to purchase something similar, but I only have this much money. Seelah shows him her coin purse. If what Seelah is offering is not enough, I will help. Come on, Professor Snape. Seelah is embarrassed. I only invited you along for advice. I can handle the expenses myself. Oh, I would advise you not to reject the commander's help out of hand. With his participation, I can offer you something truly special that fits your description perfectly. A ring with a blue-green gem, just as you've described. This is one of my latest creations, and I'm very proud of it. Alas, your own funds, my dear, are only enough for my plainest ring, and the gem in it is not the right color. Good. Add 1,000 gold coins. We need the very best. Seelah sends you a grateful look. Master Derek lowers his head respectfully and retrieves a box from the bag on his belt, opening it to reveal an exquisite ring with a glittering blue-green jewel. He lets the light play on the gem's facets, then places the box in Seelah's hand. This is a special item, and I'm glad to see it go to someone as worthy of yourself. For how could the commander's friend be anything but? May it bring good fortune to its owner. Now, if you'll excuse me, I don't usually make sales in my own shops. I have golems for that. Besides, I prefer spending my time in my workbench, not behind the counter. But I was glad to serve you, Commander, and your valiant companion. All the best. Where does he disappear to? Oh, are those supposed to be curtains? Like you walk behind the curtains? Interesting. Well, that's that done. Seelah stows the ring box. Come with me to the barracks to give the ring to Elan, will you? After that, we can go to the tavern and have a few drinks. Are you happy with what you bought? Well, yes. The truth is, I just needed a reason to talk to him and show that I want us to patch things up. I'm not great at this friendship stuff, but I'm trying. Let's go. Dresden is a nice little town, and since we got here, it's really transformed. It looks better than ever. I don't care what anybody says. I like life in the Crusade. So many different people, and everyone has been brought together by a common goal. When I go to pray at the Sword of Valor, this feeling of calm comes over me. It's like, look around, Seelah, you've come a long way, and now you're, I don't know yet. The fortress walls won't protect us against flying demons, of course, but still, I can't help breathing a little easier when I'm behind them. I don't know why they make those dialogue sequences come up so quickly. Seelah, Knight Commander. Elan seems a little discomfited. Good to see you. Not this again. Well, to avoid a drawn-out conversation, I'll just get to the point. I got you a gift. It's, well, a ring. To replace the one Curl stole. Oh, Seelah, thank you so much. But you shouldn't have. I've already apologized to you for how I behaved back at the camp. And I'll say it again. I don't blame you for anything. We fought shoulder to shoulder here in Dresden. Can't we just let bygones be bygones? Sure we can, but take the present. Your wedding is right around the corner. Seelah puts the ring in the knight's hand. Do you still just trust me and the power I've been granted, Elan? The knight endures your look and answers smoothly. Yes, Commander, I still have my doubts. I'm just a warrior. I have faith in the gods' will, but I'm used to relying on things I can understand, things I know, an honest sword, a prayer passed down through the generations. Don't take it as a sign of disrespect. It would be more disrespectful to lie to your face. Did you know we found Janna? After she ran off, she was taken prisoner by demons. So I heard, and I'm not surprised. She didn't just let us down. She let herself down, too. By the way, when is the long-awaited wedding? Very soon. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. It would be a tremendous honor if you would come to my wedding. We're going to hold it not far from the walls of Dresden, to the east, toward the river. Seelah's already been invited. Now I'm asking you. You showed so much kindness to me when you helped me look for that ill-fated ring. I simply must repay you somehow. Besides, Kiana would simply love to meet you, and I can't deny her anything. This is great. Say you'll go, Professor Snape. We'll have so much fun. Aren't you worried about holding the wedding outside the city walls? We chose a place that is still within range of the holy power of the Sword of Valor. My fellow Houndhearts will be there, and Kiana and her friends know how to handle themselves. Of course, the location is not entirely risk-free. Nowhere in the Worldwound is, but it's as protected as it can be, and the territory has been much calmer since your victory. I'll be there. Thank you, Commander, and you, Seelah, for the gift. So long, my friend. Seelah turns to you. Thank you for coming for a walk with me. It's nice to take a breather between fights sometimes. I hope we have a good time at the wedding. All these battles and divine powers, we need to make sure we don't lose touch with ordinary life. Oh, something we didn't pick up. All right. Since we're here, let's go ahead and visit the vendor, pick up some more silver dust, and then we will head out about that wedding. What is going on? Ah, this is where we are. So no, I can use the help. Okay. Where are these things? Oh, did we get all the scriber kits? That's something else I should check on as well. Since I'm here. So it looks like I have 3 levels of the alchemist kit. I can't remember. Is there more? I think 3 is the max level. Oh no, look. 4. Okay, so it looks like 4 is the max level. And then scribers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And then we also wanted dust. Here we go. How much is it? 50. I can't do the math right now. How much is 300? Yeah, that's fine. And then does she have any diamonds? Since we're here. Diamonds is there. There we go. Diamonds, 106. How many diamonds do I have? Do I have 0 diamonds? I can't imagine that's the case. I don't remember doing anything that required using a diamond. And I'm almost certain I've picked some up. Let's see. Wow, they're saying I have no diamonds. Okay. Yeah, it is what it is. So look, we'll get 10 of them. That's what? That's 50K. Yeah, that's fine. We can do that. All right. Yep, I didn't have any diamonds. What was I doing that used diamonds? I'm so confused. But anyway. Go here. All right. And now we can help out Seelah. Oh, I should have turned on whatchamacallit before he left. It's fine though. He's already here. Let's do it. And I kind of like the idea. You know what? Now we're gonna get rid of you and bring in her. There we go. I was about to say I kind of like the idea of having the undead running around the wedding party, but I doubt the game has reactivity for it, so I'll let that go. Wait a minute, actually, these vampire guys just joined me, right? So shouldn't I have gotten some more armies? All right, so now we have access to vampires. And what are you? Zombies. What do I have? I have zombies and skeletons. So I already had zombies. Get some more skeletons. Oh, skeleton sharpshooters and skeleton champions. Well. Is it this nice? And then more vampires. Very, very, very nice. Okay. All right. That's interesting. Now, enter here. Boom, 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 boom. Commander, Seelah, you're here. Elan is trying so desperately to hide his excitement, it's almost comical. Welcome. I'm a little confused. Where are the musicians? The crowd of drunken guests. The last wedding I went to, we got the priest drunk off his face. Oh, please, don't try to do that here. We've already had enough trouble. Kiana worships Desna. I am a day. In the end, we invited a priestess of Abadar to conduct the ceremony so that no one will be offended. Congratulations, but where's the bride? Let me tell you everything. Before the official ceremony, all the guests are enjoying themselves at 2 venues. The one on the right has been organized by my Houndhearts, the one on the left by Kiana's friends. Each venue has its own theme, but I won't tell you which is which. It will be more fun to see for yourselves. Both venues have food and drinks and a little contest where you can win prizes. Kiana is greeting guests at her venue, and I'm leaving for mine now. I have a special role to play there. Enjoy, Commander. There's still time before the beginning of the ceremony. Seelah, thank you for coming too. Okay.
We do it my way.
A Fae steps into your path. You suppose he must be a Houndheart, but his knight's armor is mixed with gaudy items, and their fake wings fastened to his back. Halt, travelers. You are stepping into the wonderful land, the charmed land, the most perfect land ever created by the gods, the first world. And I am its guard, the beautiful Fae Gate Mistress. But before you enter, answer my question. What is the key that opens every gate? Tentacles. Will someone explain to me why every 10th Crusader in Mendev gives tentacles as their answer? Fine, we'll let this mystery remain a mystery. Now you may enter and learn the mysteries of the past and fight for the treasure of our Fae ruler. The Fae points to the middle of the tent, where seated on the throne is none other than Elan. His head is crowned with fake horns, a green cape sweeps over his shoulders, and his torso is proudly bare. Lord Nature Check, is Elan pretending to be the Wild Hunt monarch? He is the monarch, the true ruler of the magical land of the first world. The Fae lowers his voice. The bride is particularly taken with the costume. Perception check. Fae, what is this tiara you are wearing? It is so beautiful and exquisitely crafted. This is the tiara of beautiful Fae. To tell you the truth, I borrowed it from my sister as a prop. It was a gift from some admirer of hers. She's gone off him now and doesn't wear it anymore, but I believe it's the work of Sunhammer himself. It's a good thing it's not a real Fae tiara. Real Fae tiaras can make strange things happen. You put one on and donkey ears might grow out of your head. Seelah grumbles. What is the Fae ruler's treasure? It's a priceless artifact which our monarch has owned since the dawn of time. It looks exactly like an ordinary broom, but don't be fooled into thinking we Fae simply failed to find any good props. So, the artifact. The monarchs used to own it, but then a treacherous predator, the most fearsome of any who live in the forests of the first world, sneaked into the treasury and stole it. This predator lives in a secret lair, which is conveniently located in this area. Everyone who makes it through the enchanted wilds of the first world and reaches the beast's lair will get a reward. Damn. Old-timer Seelah hasn't played games like this since her thieving days. But we've got to accept the challenge, Professor Snape. We want to take part in the treasure hunt. All right. Then I'll repeat the rules. You need to search our corner of the first world and find our amazing broom-shaped artifact. But first, you need to answer a few riddles. You'll see. And come face to face with the dangerous predator. And then you'll get the reward. Whoops.
Follow if you dare.
Oh, hello, adventurer. You must be looking for the artifact that was stolen from the Wild Hunt monarch. I am the beast who crept in and snatched the artifact. I've taken steps to prevent the stolen property from being returned to its rightful owner. Namely, I place a true artifact among several fakes. You will never guess which is the real one. The beast points at a few identical brooms. Are you the predator, the most formidable beast in the forest of the first world? Actually, I'm a lawyer from Nerosian and a friend of Elan. The predator makes a helpless gesture. But when they were giving out roles for the celebration, guess who was appointed the magical beast? They said I was the hairiest fellow in the party. It's all right. I have my own wedding coming up. I'll even the score then. What will happen if I choose one of the fake artifacts? According to the rules, you are supposed to turn to stone if you take the wrong broom. I mean, artifact. But to be honest, I'm willing to help you out. I actually forgot which one I marked as the right one. So I can just take the broom and go? There was supposed to be a battle with the predator, but I'm not drunk enough for that yet. So just take any broom and go. Don't forget to give it to Elan. The monarch will give you a reward for returning the artifact. You see a broad-shouldered dwarf woman wearing a hood. The outline of her form is constantly trembling and shifting, probably because of a spell of some sort. Greetings, traveler. We are Shaika the Many, the rulers of time, piercing through all epochs. We know all the secrets of the past and the present. We can reveal your destiny to you through this fortune cookie. The woman points at the box beside her. Take a fortune cookie. The note in the cookie says, Don't believe in the solitary life. There is always someone who can't take their eyes off you. You can't be the real Shaker, can you? The woman winks, but says nothing. Thanks. I'll be going now. Elan is trying very hard to maintain his aloof demeanor, but he can't help breaking into a smile every few moments. Mortals, you have returned my artifact, and I shall reward you forthwith. We Fey monarchs are noble beings and not evil at all. Color me surprised, friend. I never thought I'd see our straight-laced Sir Elan come to his own wedding dressed up as a Fey priestling. I'm begging you, no jokes about the horns, please. I don't want to be remembered as the cuckold bridegroom. Elan sighs, but then starts smiling again. I don't know if you've ever fallen in love, Seelah. I don't remember you ever talking about it. But when it happens, you are no longer who you once were. I suppose I didn't expect this of myself either, but Kiana was so desperate to have an unusual wedding. I thought to myself, if unusual is the goal, then I should do something I've never done before. The wedding's great. I'm having fun. All the guests keep telling me that. That means all the effort was worth it. And now, if you please, I'd like to return to my role. Please, continue enjoying the festivities. Alright. And that's all for this side.
I'm off.
A slender young woman in a flowing dress walks toward you. The first thing you notice is her eyes. They are striking blue-green. Greetings, travelers, to the secret steep land of Ustalav. You have come to the kingdom of grim mysteries and exquisite secrets. I, the vampire princess, am delighted to see you in my castle. After a pause, the girl smiles coyly. I'm glad to finally meet you, Commander Seelah. I am Kiana, soon to be the wife of that unfortunate knight who invited you here. Seelah rolls her eyes. Horrible. Imagine walking through the Worldwound and then, bam, you're in Ustalav. I'm not even sure if a paladin is allowed to feast with a vampire princess. It's lucky you are not a follower of Pharasma, valiant Seelah. Arsenal, the Dresden priestess of the Abadar, is a short distance away from the happy bride. Although I'll admit, I'm not used to feasting with the undead either. Oh, stop it. My friends and I are completely harmless vampires. We won't bite, Kiana laughs musically. Truth be told, we chose the theme of Ustalav because it lets us wear beautiful dresses, light candles, and drink red wine all evening, pretending that it's blood. I personally can't think of a better way to celebrate my wedding. Huh. Also, it does give me some unique options. I don't think I got this on my other playthroughs. So, you mean it's an undead command? This tradition should be adopted throughout Mendev. You have the face understanding of undeath, but here you are using it for your own amusement. The Lich doesn't care. I'll go with this first one. So you mean it's an undead holiday? Commendable, commendable. This tradition should be adopted throughout Mendev. Kiana laughs. What a bold idea, Knight Commander. Welcome. Enjoy the festivities. She didn't take me seriously enough.
There's something here.
Okay.
I hope you appreciate this.
The skeleton has a slight sheen to it. Judging by the texture, it's made of marzipan, and then we received a marzipan bone. I don't really get what's supposed to be the point. Like, I know... Did they still not fix this? So you get that ding and it says perception check passed, but you don't get anything new that you can loot. I'm pretty sure you could already loot that chest before. I don't know what your perception is picking up in this area.
I must.
Yeah, I know you could throw the bone into the bowl in the speech coming up, but other than that, I'm not sure what the whole point is, because I feel like you can donate something even if you don't have that bone. Arsenal lowers her head graciously. Knight Commander, how can I help? Wait for the beginning of the ceremony. I don't mind spending the time before the ritual with you. Oh, actually, first, what do you think of the celebration? I prefer a church ceremony and a more formal approach to the celebration, but there is a certain charm in how unpretentious everything is here. We priests who choose to make our home in savage and dangerous lands see a lot of things during our lifetime, including exotic weddings. We don't bat an eye at a celebration where the groom is wearing a Fey monarch costume and the bride is dressed as an evil vampire. Wait for the beginning of the ceremony. I don't mind spending the time for the ritual with you. Are you sure? I'm a boring companion and there's plenty of entertaining activities around. I've already seen enough of the entertainments. Your company is most welcome, Knight Commander. If I might have your attention, everyone, before we get to the important part of the ceremony, I want to welcome two very dear guests. This is the commander of the 5th Crusade, thanks to whose efforts the Sword of Valor now flies proudly over Dresden once more. And Seelah, Paladin of Iomedae, the commander's companion and someone I have the honor of calling a friend. Seelah, would you say a few words?
Hello, everyone. Hey, I need some advice. What should I say? Giving speeches really isn't my thing.
Lawful. Talk seriously about important matters. You were given a speech to mark a new stage in Elan and Kiana's life.
Like I have any serious advice to give. Fine, I'll try. Elan and Kiana, this is a whole new chapter in your life. I congratulate you from the bottom of my heart, but I also want to say, it's good that you found each other and that we've all gathered together here in such dark times. I'm sorry for raising a grim subject on this happy occasion, but the forces of the Abyss don't just want to kill and destroy. They want to wipe out all the joy in the world. But as long as we love one another, make friends, and have fun, they will not win. That's what we're fighting for, isn't it? For weddings, fun, and laughter. Even in the cursed lands of the Worldwound. Even after 100 years of war.
For you, perhaps, but I have other concerns.
Sorry, I wanted you to look at this wedding and see how your efforts are changing the world. How things are getting better. The demons and their filth leave, and in the place where they were so recently ruled, cities have reappeared, and people are getting married. Doesn't that make you happy? But, fine, let's watch the ceremony. I think everyone's waiting.
The Lich could care less about this. He's only doing it for Seelah. Arsenal casts a solemn look over the gathered crowd. Her eyes are glistening either from emotions or the vampire wine. Welcome, honored guests, to the weddings of Elan and Kiana. Today, I'm delighted to play my part in the beginning of something so special, the beginning of a new happy family. When something as strong as your love for one another is born from the chaos of life, all the gods of order triumph. Seelah is listening to the priestess with a broad smile on her face. Before we begin the most important part of the ceremony, I ask all the guests to put something in this cup that they will think will serve the newlyweds well in their new chapter. Ah, I've heard about this custom. It's called the Cup of Wishes. People put nice little things symbolizing wishes. For example, a coin for wealth, a toy for the birth of a child, and so on. I'll put in a coin. Throw the marzipan bone for a sweet life. The guests put their gifts into the cup one by one. A luxurious, shimmering tiara, a flashy ring. Kiana's friend even takes the bejeweled collar from around her dog's neck and puts it into the cup. Ah, friends, but these gifts are too expensive. The keeper of the macabre menagerie smiles to Kiana, showing her fake fangs. Don't even think about refusing. They come with the best of wishes. Knowledge, arcana. Look more closely at the cup of gifts. Each piece of jewelry was innocuous enough on its own, but now that they have all gathered together, your suspicions have been raised. Their magical auras are too strong and varied to belong to mundane trinkets possessing only enough magic to adjust their size to the wearer. Seelah, the jewelry, there's something wrong with it. I had this feeling that something was wrong. It's a jewelry, right? They were all made by Master Sunhammer, weren't they? And he also made the ring that the gifts have been given. Let us praise the gods. In the name of Abadar, I pronounce you husband and wife. You may exchange rings and join your lips in a kiss. Elan, Kiana, stop. It's dangerous. You ruined everything, mortal.
This will be quick.
I don't think we need... Oh, you know what? We didn't get a chance to put on our buffs, but still, I think we'll be all right. Let's get some haste going. Oh, crap. I didn't rest before we came out here. Let's get some haste going. What can you do? Yeah, that's fine. What can you do? Yep, that's fine too. Yep, you're doing what you're supposed to do. All right, let's go.
Your pain is
Alien disease is fine. Arsenal leans over Curl's body, whispering the words of some prayer or spell. Then she looks up. Her eyes are full of terror. Commander, I must inform you. We've fallen victim to a demonic plot, but I don't understand how. Why? Priestess, you need to focus. Do you know what happened here or not? Yes, I think so. You all know what possession is, yes? Where a demon can take over the body of a mortal? Well, there's a more cunning version of this process. When the demon possesses the body, the poor victim's soul is transferred into a special vessel, a vessel for souls. The item most commonly used for this purpose is a gemstone. How did demons get here? The Sword of Valor was supposed to keep them away. They didn't get here. They've been here all along inside the jewelry. And now I realize these vessels are enchanted to ensure no one sees them for what they truly are. That is why we didn't notice the demon's presence until the very last moment. No one did. Seelah swears. So all this happened because of some sparkly rocks? But wait, that means... Yes, it's all because of the sparkly rocks. I think that more expensive pieces house more powerful demons. Their maker likely had to use more costly materials for the enchantments on those pieces to mask the demon's presence, and he didn't want his atrocities to leave him out of pocket. So let me get this straight. We paid this scumbag a small fortune so he could go and set a disgusting demon on us? What a crock. All the jewelry is made by the same person, Derek Sunhammer, right? That I do not know. Well, I do. I could smell it. All this shit came right from the same sewer. Did you say possession? So Curl was possessed by a demon that day back at the Houndheart's camp? This young boy's body is alive, but his soul is gone. Arsenal moves her hand from pointing at Curl to gesture to the other people lying motionless around her, as are the souls of the other guests, even the poor dogs. Their bodies have been possessed by demons for some time already, and their souls have been transferred into the jewelry. The demon behind this plot stole the cup, taking all the souls with him. Until the jewelry is found and destroyed, we have no hope of saving these poor people. Elan and Kiana are clutching each other's hands. The young woman speaks first. We can't leave it like this. Our friends need our help. I wish I knew if this tragedy could have been prevented. Well, if we killed or captured Curl back at the camp, we would have realized that he was possessed and that the ring was the cause. And if we'd known all that, this tragedy would never have happened. You might as well just say it. But Seelah got in the middle of it and ruined everything. Seelah's face twisted to a wary grimace. Then she looks away, thinking. What can we do, Commander? If demons have kidnapped the souls trapped in the jewelry, we must stop them. I know what we have to do. We need to get back to Dresden now. The first ring that possessed Curl and the second ring I was stupid enough to give you, they both came from the same place, the shops owned by Derek Sunhammer. We have to get back to Dresden and pay a visit to the Master Jeweler. Elan, are you with us? No, we'll stay here and make sure the bodies whose souls were stolen are returned safely to Dresden. We can't leave them unprotected. If we find the lost souls, we'll be able to bring all the demon victims back to life. He turns to Kiana. This will be a strange and sorrowful start to our married life, but we must. I married a crusader, not a city baker. We were never going to have a peaceful life, but we'll get through this together. Awesome. Really enjoyed Seelah's Quest. And I think that's enough for one day. Hope all of you enjoyed the video today. If you did, please leave me a like down below. Share this content and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.